Hello and welcome to e-GMAT. We will solve question number 72 of OG Verbal Second Edition by using e-GMAT three-step process. In the first step, we will understand the meaning of the sentence. In the second, we will evaluate the errors in the sentence. And finally, we will review all the answer choices to get to the correct answer. So let's begin. State officials report that soaring rates of reliability insurance have risen to force cutbacks in the operations of everything, from local governments and school districts to daycare centers and recreational facilities. This sentence presents a fact. It says that according to state officials, increasing prices of reliability insurance have led to cutbacks in the operations of everything from government schools to daycare centers and recreational centers. Now let us evaluate the errors in this sentence by splitting it into its clauses. So here comes the first clause. State officials report that. Here state officials is the subject and report is the verb. Presence of that brings us to another clause that reads, soaring rates of reliability insurance have risen to force cutbacks in the operations of everything from local governments and school districts to daycare centers and recreational facilities. Here, soaring rates of reliability insurance is the subject and have risen is the verb. Now notice that reliability insurance cannot be the subject here because it lies in the prepositional phrase that modifies soaring rates. Being the head of the phrase, soaring rates will decide the number of the verb. Since soaring rates is in plural, it takes plural verb have risen. So we do not have any subject verb number agreement error here. The error that we really have here is in the usage of rates of, because when followed by of, the word rate means measures. But the sentence here uses the word rate as price of liability insurance. Hence, it must be followed by preposition for to mean price charge. Let's take examples. The rate of conversion of dollars has fluctuated drastically in the last fortnight. Here, the usage of rate of is absolutely correct because what we mean to say here is the conversion measure of dollars has fluctuated drastically. But if we want to denote price charged for any object, then we must use the phrase rate for. For example, the rate for hotels has increased phenomenally in the wake of upcoming New Year celebrations. Hence, the usage of rates of in this sentence leads to idiom error. Also, have risen is redundant because soaring has already expressed the same idea in the sentence. So we have redundancy error here. Also, to force nonsensically implies that the purpose of soaring rates of liability insurance is to force cutbacks in the operations. Now this is not logical because the true relationship here is that of cause and effect. So we have another error here. Now let us run the POE to find out which answer choice corrects these errors. Well, choice A certainly does not, as we discussed just now. Choice B is also not the correct answer, firstly because it repeats the same idiom error as in choice A, and also the phrase a force for fails to establish the causal relationship in the sentence. So for these errors, choice B remains incorrect. Well, choice C is the correct answer because it now uses the correct idiom rates for. Also, the redundant expression have risen has been removed and to force has been changed to are forcing to communicate the intended meaning of the sentence in the most effective manner. Let's take a look at choice D now. Well, choice D is wrong because rises is redundant as soaring denotes the same idea. Choice E is also not correct because it also repeats the redundancy error as in choice A. So as we found out, choice C is the correct answer for this sentence. This brings us to the takeaway messages of this sentence. Some words are followed by specific prepositions to mean specific things, so they must be used that way only. Also, we must avoid redundant expressions and must use concise and clear expressions to convey the intended meaning of the sentence. It is also very important to read the entire sentence to understand the meaning communicated by the sentence. The concept tested in this sentence has been covered in e-GMAT Concepts Level 2 Idioms Functions Part 2.